Allow me to share my screen with you. Okay, so we talked about the H, the H. Now we're talking about another letter that can be confusing to English speakers, such as myself. Okay, and I didn't know this. I would just pronounce it. And I knew that the U had more than one sound, but I didn't understand the rule. If the people pronounce the oo like an oo in a word, I pronounce the oo like an oo in a word. If the people pronounce the oo like a W in a word, I pronounce the oo like a W in a word. And that's how children learn. And then later on, they go to school and then they learn, this is why you do this. So I didn't learn until I started doing my own research why sometimes the U, if you were to say it in English, the U was pronounced like an oo, like our like our double O, and why sometimes the U was pronounced like a W. So let's look at it. So the U followed by a consonant. And we all know what a consonant is, correct? Consonants are those letters which are not vowels, and vowels are I, A, E, O, U. Okay, in Spanish, I, A, E, O, U. In English, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. So any word, any vowel, any letter that doesn't fall into I, A, E, O, U, those are consonants. Okay. So if the U is followed by a consonant, the U has the sound of oo, or in our language, or in English, O. So let's look at some words. Here you can learn pronunciation, but you can also learn vocabulary, because I've written out quite a few words, and you can see not only have I written out the words, but I've also giving you the meaning of the majority of, well, a large part of them. I didn't give you the meaning of, for example, bruja. These are words that I would think one would know, bruja, which means witch. Ahumar, I did, to smoke meat. Ahumar say, chulo, which means cute. Hola, mi chulito, mi chula. You hear that a lot when you're walking down the street. Chula when you're young. Chula, chupad, chusma. You hear the oo sound. Humanidad, humano. Let me think. Hundir, bruma, bruto, cruel. You're hearing the oo sound of the U. Okay, humor. And notice when I didn't say humor, right? And that's a false cognate. Well, let me see. It's humor. Humor usually means, it means something, it's close. Okay, in English, humor, but in English it would be humor. And duro, that's a true cognate. Okay, now here is when it gets a little bit tricky. The sound of the W at the beginning of a syllable is sometimes represented by a diphthong. A diphthong are two letters that come together to make one sound, like a BU, like a CU, like a DU. So it's a diphthong by a diphthong. So you have the consonant plus the vowel U. But an image is worth 1,000 words. So let's just look at some of the words, what I'm talking about when I'm saying diphthong, consonant, U. Okay, so here we are. The diphthong would be BU, the diphthong would be CU, the diphthong would be FU. Oh, that sounds horrible. The diphthong would be GU, HU. Those are diphthongs because those two letters come together to make one sound. So you have the diphthong, BU, CU, FU, horrible, right? The GU, the MU, right? So it's the consonant plus the U followed by a vowel. So you don't say bueno, you say bueno. The U takes on a W sound. Cuanto, cuervo, cuerpo. The U is not U, it's more like a wa sound. Fuiste, fui, Guatemala, Guayaba, jueves, Juana, Juan. You see the U is not U, it's like a wa, puerta, pueblo, Puerto Rico, sueco, suerte. So you have the BU, CU, FU, GU, HU. Remember the H is not pronounced, it's huella. It's not hair. I don't know how you would do it, but the H is not pronounced. But if you have the JU, it's juego. You have that because JU, the J is pronounced like a, it's not ja, it's juego. Jueves, Juan, Juana. Okay. Okay. The sound of the W at the beginning of a syllable and not preceded by a consonant must be spelled with an H. Once again, let's just look at some examples. So once again, you have the HU. So instead of just having huele, because the H there is not being pronounced, but it's the beginning of a word or the beginning of a syllable, and you have that wa sound, you must put the H. So you have, well, the words are there, but they're just explaining why it's like this. Huele, did I pronounce that? Did I pronounce that H? Huele, huevo, hueso, huecar, huelga. Do you notice the beginning of the syllable is that what sound, but the H is there because that's the root of the language, okay? Huerto, hueco, huelguizos. That's hard to say, freeloader or hueleguizos. That's hard to pronounce. Okay, huerta. All right, hueleguizos, freeloader or sponger. I've never used the word. I don't think that word is used in all of Spanish. Well, it might be. Just because I haven't heard it doesn't mean it's not being used. But I've never used the word. Okay. Okay. So we're looking at when it's HU versus HW. You're gonna have to excuse the noise. I'm doing all this taping during the pandemic, and for whatever reason, someone has decided to use a machine or something. So if you hear a little bit of noise, please excuse it. Okay, so now we're talking about if you want to get the qua sound, the qua, the C, the KW sound is written in Spanish, CU. But this is, for example, cualquier, cuidado. You don't have that many words written, that many words written with the K. Okay, you got kilo, that's about, well, there's a couple more. Cuidado, cuatro, cuello, cuerpo. So if you want to get that qua sound, where in English you have, it's more like the KW or the hard CW sound, although I don't think this word is spelled with CW in English. You have cualquier, cuidado, cuatro, cuello, cuerpo. Now, if you have the GU in front of a hard vowel, and the hard vowels, I don't know why I didn't color the A. But once this is made, these are images, you have to make them all over again. So just remember that A should be colored like the O. So the A and the O, those are hard vowels. Hard vowels in English are A and O. The soft vowels, hard vowels in Spanish are A and O. The soft vowels in Spanish are the E and the I. Okay, you have A, E, O, U. The U I just call crazy. I used to tell my students, you have the hard vowels, I and O. You have the soft vowels, A and E, and then you have the crazy vowel, O. Okay, so if the GU is in front of hard vowels, A and O, the GU takes on the sound of gua, gua, gua. But this is only in front of the hard vowels A and O. So it's agua, Guatemala, guayaba, guava, guardar, guapo. That's only in front, and we're only talking about the GU, just like before we were only talking about the CU. Okay, so the GU followed by the hard vowel. The U is not agua. The U is not pronounced U, it's pronounced wa. Agua, Guatemala, guayaba, guava, guardar, and guapo. Okay. But if the GU is in front of the soft vowels E and I, the U is only there so that you pronounce the G, G, G. It doesn't have a sound. That's why I call it crazy. Because unlike most letters in Spanish, the U has several sounds. There's the U sound, there's the wa sound, and then there's no sound. But this is only the GU, and this is only the GU when it's followed by the soft vowels, E or I. And the reason that the U is there is to separate the G from the soft vowel E, or to separate the G from the soft vowel I. And it's only there so that the G doesn't become a soft, it's not pronounced like the J or the H. Because usually if you have the G followed by a soft vowel, it's pronounced, it's aspirated, it's pronounced. But if you have the G followed by a U and then a soft vowel, that U is to let you know that that G is going to be pronounced G, G, G. So it's guero, gueto, guerrero, guiar, guion, guisar. Okay, so the U is not pronounced. It's only there to tell you that you pronounce the G like G, G, G. Okay. But at least there are rules, you know? There are rules because the G, I think I said the J had more than one sound. No, the J only has one sound. But the G has two sounds. The G, if it's followed by a soft vowel, it's pronounced. If the G is followed by a hard sound, hard vowel, it's G, G, G. Now, you ever see the U with the little dots? You know, they say that that's considered old Spanish and that they don't do it anymore, but they're still words. So we have the GU, right? Now it's being followed by the soft vowel E and I, but we want that gua, gua, gua sound because normally speaking, if you have a GU and it's followed by a soft vowel, the sound, the U is not pronounced. It's just to tell you to pronounce the G like G, G. But how about if you want that gua, gua, gua sound? And the next letter is either an E or an I? Well, Spanish changes the U. Now you have the U with the two little dots on top. And so therefore, instead of the U not having a sound, it has the wa, averigüe, güey, averigüe, pingüi, gui, pinguino. Ooh, that's a hard one. Nicaraguense. I don't think I pronounced that correctly. There's some words in Spanish I find still difficult. Nicaraguense and linguística. And notice that accent. We'll talk about accents later. Notice the G is being followed by the U, but with the two little dots on top. So that tells you it's going to be followed by a soft vowel. You see the soft vowel in averigüe, the soft vowel is the E. Pinguino, the soft vowel is the I. But if it didn't have those two little dots, then it would be, let me see if I can pronounce this, averigüe. It would be pinguino. It would be nicaraguense. And it would be linguística. And those words don't exist, and not in Spanish. Okay? So you can keep that wa sound, and this is only with the U followed by a soft vowel, averigüe, and you have that wa sound, pinguino. Okay. All right, so I'm going to finish up. I'm going to do, this is only going to be the U video, and we'll start looking at the theta and the se, and the the, Espanol is decent, the Z and the C in the next video. So this is basic Spanish pronunciation card 2. Okay, and we'll look at another letter in the next video, so we don't cut it all together. So I want to thank you for coming to my video, coming to my channel, coming to my sites, wherever you see this. I want to thank you very much. If this is in any way helpful, I would appreciate if you would subscribe. If you don't, you don't. That's no problem. I'm still giving out all these videos. By the time I finish, there's going to be a good 100 or so, because this is all the things that I've been researching for many years, looking at Spanish. Spanish became my hobby, in a sense, to look at why you say what you say in Spanish. Just like I've done a lot of research on why do you say what you say in English, but in normal English, not in English that's so academic no one understands it. Okay, well, thank you. Let me stop sharing. I want to thank you for coming to my site, and you have a good day now. Bye-bye.